Hey everyone, George here, also known as Disney Family Man 23. How you doing? Hello, what's going on? Today I thought I'd talk to you about extinct Disney attractions that became Disney IP attractions. Now, what does that mean? Well, IP stands for intellectual property, which means they are based off of Disney films, television shows, characters, something that Disney has owned um, in the past, present, or even possibly future, and they take an old, retired, existing attraction. It closes down, maybe not for that purpose, but then Disney transforms it into a new ride show attraction based off an intellectual property that they already currently own. For instance, um, right now, there was an attraction at Epcot called the Universe of Energy, which essentially opened with Epcot's Future World, and it was a very good attraction. I really liked it. It was a bittersweet moment to see it go. I think a lot of the older classic extinct attractions that Disney had is a bittersweet moment for me. Um, However, as Walt always stated, you know, change is a must. It has to go on. You know, he doesn't want his parks like a museum. So what they did was they took the an attraction that was never based on any type of uh, Disney movie or character or what have you, and they turned it into, or going to turn it into, an intellectual property, which is going to be the new Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. It's going to be an indoor inverted roller coaster in the dark with a lot of new technology and a different ride system for this roller coaster. But the whole storyline is based off of Guardians of the Galaxy, which is a Marvel licensed movie, but Disney owns the rights to Marvel, so it's still an intellectual property. Another one is an attraction that was very near and dear to my heart, was the Great Movie Ride over at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Now, that ride is a little bit tricky because there still were intellectual properties within that ride based off of the golden age of Hollywood films. Like you have, they had scenes like of Mary Poppins, The Wizard of Oz, Casablanca. Like they had Singing in the Rain. Like they had different Alien, Tarzan, Indiana Jones, things like that. So they did have intellectual properties throughout that ride, but it was more harmonious in the sense like it was just bits and pieces just to make up to say, okay, this is like the whole entire golden age of Hollywood and movies and what it was. It's more like of a tour where it wasn't just based off of one storyline from beginning to end. So when the Great Movie Ride closed, that became Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which opened in that area and soon to be going to be in Toontown at Disneyland. And sure enough, it did open in time before the closure of Walt Disney World back in March. So it did make that cut to be opened. But it's based off of the story of Mickey and Minnie, you know, going on a drive, ready to have a picnic, and of course, in every Mickey Mouse short, chaos happens, and they have to try to find their way through. I haven't been on the ride yet. I'm very excited to experience it myself, but what I've heard and seen, I definitely can't wait for. Another attraction going back to Epcot was Maelstrom at the Norway Pavilion in World Showcase. That was a nice Viking river boat ride. It took you through like the mythological part of Norway, like with trolls and Vikings and everything. And that eventually closed, and that became Frozen Ever After, for which I adore that ride. I love how they transitioned the mythological part of Maelstrom, but they kept the ride system, and they incorporated of how, because there's a point of Maelstrom where you go backwards, and then it shifts you forwards down a little drop. I love how they incorporated Frozen within. They didn't change the ride system. They didn't change the ride system for Frozen. They applied Frozen to that ride system. I thought that was genius. The backward sequence is when Elsa is singing Let It Go, and it's like she's casting you away out of her ice palace. And then you transition yourself going forward again, and before you go down the drop, you encounter Marshmallow, the giant snow monster, and the snow geese. So I thought that was really cool. But again, they took a tired, outdated attraction and they turned it into an IP. So that's where Disney is going forth, I think, in the future with their attractions. There are still some attractions at Walt Disney World that are non-IP, such as Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Space Mountain, Mission Space. Now, Mission Space replaced Horizons, which was an old non-IP. So that was like a non-IP changed into a non-IP. Expedition Everest. Those are all rides that are non-IP, but I think in the future Disney is leaning more towards using characters in movies that, you know, kids and families and guests can relate to, and create a beautiful, great, catch your eye storyline along with the new technologies that they're using for these rides. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention, a little info right there, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification icon, and remember, messed up my exit. Stay healthy, stay safe, stay Disney. Bye, everybody.